We're catching up with Rebellion here at the ID at Xbox showcase during GDC to learn more about Sniper Elite 4. You just announced the game. Obviously, we were aware of the franchise, but can you tell us what the setting is and what the basics are for this new title?
Sure. Well, for Sniper Elite 4, it follows directly on from the events of Sniper Elite 3, where the campaign was taking us through North Africa. Here, we're moving further north, across the Mediterranean into Italy. It's in 1943, it's ahead of the main Allied assault. The political situation over there is fraught and tense and complex, and you're going in ahead of the main Allied attack to try and make some headway in the rather terrible situation going on there with the Nazi occupation.
So obviously, we're familiar with sort of the basic gameplay elements, the mechanics that are in play here. But can you touch on what areas that you wanted to improve with this iteration of the game?
Sure. I mean, every iteration of Sniper Elite, we try and improve it. We try and go further than we did before and resolve some of the issues that we did with the previous ones. And every time it gets bigger and better, and this time around we've overhauled the AI and the animation systems and indeed our rendering tech, so we're creating levels much bigger than we've ever had before in Sniper Elite. They're much more open, there's a lot more verticality in there. We're really striving to create a sniper's paradise in each level, like real long shots available alongside the sort of closer stealth play that's possible for players as well. There's much more tools at your disposal, like traps you can use, ways you can toy with the AI, booby trap corpses, and lots more interesting ways to take them out as well, whether it's with environment kills or with stealth kills and melee kills. We've got some interesting new bullet cams as well, shrapnel kills in there and explosive kills. There's a whole ton of new stuff that people are really going to get a kick out of, I think.
Yeah, and of course the size of the areas that you have sort of puts a lot more demands on AI and things like that, because players will be able to see a lot sort of a bigger ecosystem of sort of enemies, if you will.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the AI is totally autonomous in the game. It's emergent gameplay is something that we're strongly going for. We're not scripting all the behaviors very carefully, so you walk around a corner and then we spawn some guys into existence that weren't there before. With the power of the Xbox One and PlayStation 4 and PC, we're able to actually have all the AI active on the entire map at all times, going about their business according to whatever their duties they've been set are, whether they're guarding an area or they're just chilling out or they're patrolling, and then they adapt and behave accordingly when you get caught up in the mix, whether you're taking them out, whether they spot you. We've got officers in there as well that affect how their squad behaves. So while the officer is alive, they'll be ordering their troops to move forward more aggressively, but if you take the officer out, then the troops will be much more likely to sort of duck into cover and hide and not act quite so aggressively, which you can use to your advantage. But yeah, I mean, you can see if you sort of fly around the levels, you can really see how all the AI are there and active, doing their thing. We're not using tricks to make it all seem busy when it's not. It's like, no, they're really there. It's cool.
And another sort of big tentpole kind of thing about this game is the satisfaction you derive from nailing that sort of spectacular shot. And can you tell us what's sort of gone into sort of highlighting that in this game, and if you've changed anything from the previous entries in terms of the kill cam and the X-rays and everything?
Well, the Killcams obviously are a big part of Sniper Elite and part of what people love about it, and we've obviously gone to more effort to build on those and do more. So we've got much more detailed skeleton and musculature and arterial systems, but rendering inside the X-ray. We've got far more possibilities of places you can break bones and organs you can split and puncture. It's all very gruesome, but it reflects what actually happens when you snipe someone with a bullet. It's in that respect, you could argue it's educational, I suppose. It's
Sniper players can become doctors afterwards.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, sure. No. And we're drawing more attention to things that we didn't do before. So we've got like melee kill cams and stealth kills, where we've introduced the X-ray kill into that as well. So if you snap someone's neck, then you'll see an X-ray of their spine snapping, which just notches up the visceral brutality of it a little bit.
And you're all keeping track of exactly what you're doing, of course, with your points and score. Is there stats as well, so you can see what kind of kills you've made?
We're tracking pretty much every detail, and so we're rewarding XP for all the different ways you kill people and the style you do it, which plays into the upgrade system throughout the game, which I won't go into too much detail here, but like there's more depth there than there have been in previous games. There's loads for people to explore, and even when you complete the primary objectives on a mission, it'll then unlock some new challenges for the player to go back and replay the mission should they choose, whether it's to get 10 headshots with a particular weapon or to try and speed run it or whatever, just to encourage different styles of play.
One thing that I would imagine is a big sort of a game changer is the increased verticality. How would you put it into words, what that means for the game?
Well, I guess the increased verticality, I mean, it came partly naturally out of the type of landscapes that we've got in Italy. We've got like forests and mountains and gullies, beautiful hillside villages, and the coastal town that you've seen demo today, where it's built into the side of the cliffs, and it's sort of houses on top of houses and medieval age streets going all over the place. It really adds literally an extra depth to the gameplay. Obviously, it's best as a sniper to be in a really strong position, elevated above everything else, where you can see what's going on, and the extra height really helps deliver that. And it also plays nicely into the new traversal mechanics we've got, so you're able to climb chains and pipes and things and shimmy along ledges, vault over areas, and just sort of get around the maps in ways that you weren't able to previously. So we just tried to give the player the freedom to explore, play, strategize, use the tactics they want any way they want.
You just recently announced the game, but do you have sort of like a roadmap ahead? Where are you at in development, and when is it coming out?
Well, we're currently in pre-alpha, so you're seeing very early code here, but it's coming on really well. We're out this year, 2016. I'm not going into any more detail than that, but suffice to say, we're very busy at the moment, and we can't wait to get it into everyone's hands.
Thank you so much for your time.
Pleasure, thank you. Play Sniper Elite for this year.